Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Promoter Mark Neilson ahead of, well, it's fair to say, a massive show on July the 6th. Neilson Boxing versus TM14. Mark, how are you feeling going into this one, mate?
I'm still over the moon. You know, we've been levelling up over the last couple of years. You know, our first show 2016, 17, I think, in a leisure centre in Swindon with 400 people, and I think the bar staff made more money than me that night. So, you know, we've sort of fast forward a few years, and we're selling out York Hall, and now we're taking the next step, and we're here at the Indigo at the O2. But not just the venue is just a pinch yourself moment. Some of the fights we've managed to pull together. So, you know, we're doing this. I've seen the collaboration between Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren and the 5v5, and just sat on my sofa on a Sunday afternoon thinking, you know, we've always like to try and do things a bit different, and I thought, why don't we do 10v10 with another promoter? And I know these guys at TM14 and Mo Pryor, John Trethewey, and we, between us, you know, as humble as I am, I think we run York Hall. You know, we did 15 shows between us there last year. And he's got his boxers and then their stable and boxers they work with. I've got mine and the boxers I work with. And I thought, let's do a 10v10. And I reached out to him and said, how about it, guys? You fancy this concept? Absolutely. Like a shot. They were, all over it. Then we have a follow-up meeting and we sit there and try and put a little wish list together of the boxers that we work with. And we join them together, and it's a bit like a top trumps. And we're starting to go weight by weight. And it's like, you know, you sit there with your mate, fights I'd like to see, and we're putting them together. That's a great fight. Oh, that's a great fight. Yeah, but will they take it? We go to the respective teams. Yes, only if there's a title on the line. Okay, we've got a Southern area for it. Yeah, I'll take it. And one by one, they're dropping, and it's great. We've got more to come, actually, because we've got some, they're in negotiation at the moment, some more titles to come. But we're looking at this 10v10 with, Team Neilson versus TM14, TM14 Mo Pryor. Bit of a side bet as well, sort of it's £1,000 going to charity for the losers, going to have to cough up with that. But, so I'm absolutely delighted. It's the biggest show we've ever been involved with. It's going to be nearly 3,000 in the venue. And the pre-orders we've been getting, we know we're going to sell out. So yeah, delighted and just excited. Now we've launched it, it's real.
It definitely is, and as well, I think I was talking to you when I arrived stupidly early to the press conference. It wasn't even set up yet, but the main event, Joel Bartell versus Jordan Reynolds. I mean, this is a fight that, I mean, it's worthy to headline any show, I think. 7-0 versus 6-0. I mean, you mentioned a potential title on the line, but talk to me about this main event between Jordan Reynolds and Joel Bartell.
You're right, you could see it. I could see that probably on an undercard of a world title fight on one of the big TV channels. You know, a 6-0 and a 7-0, both highly decorated amateurs. So, Jordan, as he said in the presser, he's got to beat people like Joe Bartell if he wants to progress where he wants to be. You know, he won everything as an amateur. Now he's undefeated as a pro. He's stepping up a level with the opponent. But then you'll get Joel Bartell, who's had 6 fights in just over a year, stopped 3 of them. He's like a really tough prospect, and he fancies it. He sees Jordan as a statement fight. Because it's being sort of shown live on YouTube, TalkSport YouTube, there's big eyes on him, so he wants to make a statement, and so that'll be a big scalp for him. Jordan thinks he's got his number. They sparred before, but we all know sparring, but a mouth-watering fight, isn't it? It's a real 50-50.
It definitely is as well. Another fight I want to talk about on the card is the English and Commonwealth Silver Bantamweight titles on the line between Lewis Roberts and Ben Lilly. I mean, when I follow Neilson Boxing, when I see your shows going on about, the one guy that you back probably the most is Lewis Roberts. I mean, I don't think you could even wish Ashley Lane luck the other day going into his British title fight without mentioning Lewis Roberts' name. But I mean, talk to me about that fight and talk to me why you're so kind of confident in Lewis Roberts as well.
Yeah, well, he's our boy. We've had him since his debut. He's from my hometown. He's been in the gym since 6 years old. Trained by Paddy Fitzpatrick, who I know personally and have dealt with over a number of years. He used to have Ryan Martin and Luke Watkins, so I know him really well. So I know Lewis really well and the family really well. And we've now managed to sort of guide him into an English title fight and a Commonwealth Silver. But tough fight for him. Ben Lilly we know about. It was a 10-rounder in the Commonwealth Silver before, 96-94 to Lewis. It was a tough fight for him. Ben Lilly thinks he's got his number now because there's no footage online intentionally for Lewis. But he's been 10 rounds in with him, so he knows exactly what to expect. But I think Lewis and Paddy will have a different view on the type of boxer that's going to turn up on a night. But we were there obviously at the Ashley Lane Chris Bourke fight. We've got this stepping stone to do. I say stepping stone, we're not taking it too lightly because it's, I said, a close call last time. But I'll have one eye around the corner for a British title fight if all goes well. Ashley Lane hopefully looking forward to maybe a European title shot at some stage and vacating the British. So that's next. But firstly, you've got to fight who's in front of you, and Ben Lilly's going to be coming to fight, and as I say, it was a close fight last time, so who knows? That's another close fight.
Definitely, mate. Lewis Roberts was kind of mentioning that he's built his man strength up since that first fight, and I was saying to him, kind of rematches do 9 times out of 10 they go a similar way. Do you definitely think that man strength, that confidence, that progression that Lewis Roberts has faced will give him the edge in that fight?
I think so, and I hope so. Ben Lilly had never fought in a title fight before, never fought in a 10-rounder before, and this is his only loss, but he would have learnt a lot from that. So it's not as if they were both, seasoned, experienced guys who are what they are going into the rematch. These guys are both still learning, and they've learnt a lot against each other. So you'll probably see a very different fight, I think. So it's a great fight, difficult to call. I want my boys to win it, obviously, Team Neilson, but 50-50, and the fight fans are going to benefit from that toe-to-toe one on this one.
Definitely. I do want to move on to another cracking show that you've got on May 25th. Unfortunately, the same night as Taylor Catterall 2, but I mean, I'm still gonna push it. I mean, a great fight between Louis O'Doherty and Jeff Ofori. I was saying to Jeff's trainers the other day, Ross and Rod, if you know your British boxing, you know who Jeff Ofori is as well. A Southern Area title on the line. Talk to me about that show on May the 25th, mate.
Yeah, as you said, it's like a title fight for sure. So it's going to be a toe-to-toe action, because some of these southern areas are the best fights in small hall boxing. But Louis O'Doherty, everyone's talking about him. He's probably the next big thing. I remember speaking to people at the boxing board when we were trying to sort of manoeuvre things for title fights, and they said, "Oh, I remember him as an amateur. Oh, he's very good. He's very good." So Jeff Ofori's been around a little while now, and he's a tough cookie. Louis O'Doherty's the next big thing apparently. Great fight though, absolutely great fight. It's difficult to pick him.
Definitely, well, we look forward to seeing it as well, and that's another cross-promotion between yourself and TM14 as well. I do want to touch on this, Mark. Obviously, you mentioned kind of the Frank and Eddie kind of on the world stage doing the cross-promotional thing, but kind of you do it as well. You've got the partnership with Warren Boxing Management, TM14 as well. You put on that IBO world title with Casey Kademi as well. Why is it important for you to kind of have these cross-promotional kind of events when it's kind of been lacking in the previous years as well?
Well, listen, I'm a fight fan first and foremost. My dad's an ex-pro boxer, fought Frank Bruno and Joe Bugner back in the day. I'm an ex-amateur boxer, so it's in the blood. We're just fight fans first and foremost, so I just want to put on the best shows. And it's just, by us doing a show one week, TM14 doing a show another week, and we're not working together, it's all just about ego. Actually work together, and then we can do better shows. So, our 50% is probably going to be more than 100%, and the fight fans are going to benefit. So, and what we found already by this collaboration is the shows are better, the fights are better, the boxers are, they've got more opportunity, there are more title fights, which just makes sense.
Definitely, mate, as well. And kind of my final couple as well. Obviously, we'll go back to this July the 6th show. If you've got one fight or one fighter that you're looking forward to on this show, what is it?
Well, those two, for me, it's the main event. It's the one, it's like a mouth-watering fight between the two. But I got my English title, I got my born in English title, so that's the one I'm really looking forward to. That's the one I'm going to probably be most nervous about. I don't want to have to give a £1,000 cheque to Mo Pryor for charity. So we've got a lot on the line as well as the boxers.
Definitely. And Mark, my final one, we ask everyone this question who's been on the channel: when all's said and done, what does boxing mean to you?
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. I live it, I breathe it, and I'm a boxing fan first and foremost. And I couldn't survive without it. It's mad. It's a mad business. It can kill you. It can bankrupt you, but it's brilliant. And if you're involved in it and you're behind the scenes, then you get it. But as I said, I've been in the gym since I was 6 years old. I was an ex-amateur. My dad's an ex-pro. My grandfather was a treasurer of the local amateur club. My brothers both boxed as amateur and white collar and whatever. It's in the blood. Boxing, it doesn't get any more than that.
It definitely doesn't. It is definitely in the blood. Mark Neilson, best of luck July the 6th, and thank you very much. Cheers.